Bringing all your attention to the breath. Nice long deep breaths. We're breathing in and out through the nose. We're bringing all our attention to the breath. Each inhale, you try to pull in a little bit more air, a little bit more oxygen. Each exhale, make it just as long as the inhale. And then just check out the body, maybe working from the legs, the feet up, making sure you're totally relaxed. Keeping the chin tucked so you have length in the neck. The feet in, knees bent. We're just taking the knees over from side to side. Just like windshield wipers. So the feet are pulled in, they're still on the ground but they're in closer, a little bit wider than hips. Moving with the breath, inhale as the knees come up, exhale down. Back to center, and this time we're just pulling the knees in towards the chest, keeping the knees bent. Keep the back nice and low. As I was telling Jen, this core is really important. It really helps with a lot of the other yoga poses. I think it's one of the foundation things to have. Helps with balance, helps us maintain holding a pose position. One leg straight. The straight leg is nice and low. Other knees bent, and we switch. Keeping the back nice and low. Working that core. So now you're having to work that core all the time. Now if it gets too much, you can resort to that first movement with both knees bent. You can take a little pause if you want. Just do what you can. We're going to add the arms. One knee comes in, opposite arm over the head. Synchronizing the movement of the arms and the legs. So when I'm practicing this, I usually do like 20 of these, maybe a little bit more depending how I'm feeling. I do it quite often. A few more. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we bring both feet back down to the ground and relax. As you work on the core and the legs start to get straighter, there's a little bit more leverage there, so really be careful with those, but try this one. We'll do like scissoring the legs. So one leg is straight, it's on the ground, the other leg is extended up towards the ceiling. We're going to push the lower back into the ground, and as we raise one leg, we lower the opposite. And we won't do too many of these. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Both feet down. Extend the legs on the ground. Arms over the head, full body stretch. Getting a bit of traction, trying to get length in the spine. Then add a little bit of a side stretch, getting into that shape of a banana. Stretching out one side of the body. And then stretch out the other side. Recenter. Walk the feet in, pull the knees in, hold on to the back of the legs, and just roll yourself up. So we're going to work our way to half moon pose today. So we'll be doing a little bit of flow. Exhale, round in the back, tucking the chin. Inhaling into cow. Exhale, cat. Come into neutral. We're going to raise one arm and the opposite leg, and we're going to switch. One arm up, opposite leg, and then switch. Another core work. This is going to help strengthen the back. It's going to stabilize the back. When I bring the arm up, I'm turning the palm midline and I'm pointing the thumb up towards the ceiling. I'm trying not to raise the leg higher so that the hips not too high, so the hips stay even distance to the ground. So I'm not yanking the leg up too high, but I'm trying to bring the arm fairly high, trying to bring the arm in line with the ears if you can. A few more. And then we're going to hold one side. Keep one arm raised, one leg raised if you can. If you'd rather just raise the arm, that's just fine. You're breathing, keeping the hips even to the ground. And then we switch. Hold in the other side for a couple of breaths. Back on our hands and knees. Thread the needle. We take the right arm behind the left arm, resting on the arm and the side of the face. You pushing that left hand into the ground. So that left elbow is forming a 90-degree angle, elbow up towards the ceiling. The more you reach with that bottom arm to the side of the room, the more you're going to feel the stretch. What we're trying to stretch out here is the lower back, so getting a little bit of a twist, getting a nice stretch there. It should feel good. Thread the needle on the other side and just hang in there. Bring the forearms to the ground, so the elbows are under the shoulders, knees are under the hips. Bring the palms together into dolphin or a version of dolphin. Knees off the ground, hips up. I like to keep the knees bent, and I'm really pushing into the mat, straightening that line out from the elbows, shoulders, all the way to the hips. We come out of dolphin and we're on our hands and knees and into downward facing dog. Check the feet, feet are parallel, and then bring the feet a little closer to each other and start walking the dog. You're bending one knee as you straighten the opposite leg. Take your time, just stretching out those calf muscles. Hold one leg straight, one knee bent for a few breaths. And then other leg. And then bring the knees down to the ground. So we're just going to stretch out the hands a little bit and we'll stretch out the feet. So sit on the heels. Take the knees apart and bring the hands between the legs, between the knees. So my fingers are pointing towards the feet. So this is a good stretch for me. My wrists always get tight, so this is a really good one for me. If you're not feeling a lot, Just try walking the hands in a little closer. And then just a little bit of rocking. So I'm just bringing my weight forward and back. So just adding a little bit of movement here. And then we're going to keep the fingers on the mat, but just bring the palm of the hand up. So we're getting a nice stretch to the fingers. And then we can bring the knees together and we just stretch the thumb out. So bring one thumb into the palm of the opposite hand and just stretch out that thumb. And then stretch out the other thumb. Bring the hands down, focus on the shoulders, just working those shoulders, do whatever feels good. I like to work on one shoulder at a time. I'm bringing one shoulder forward, up, back and down, and then I'll work on the other side, both together, up and down, whatever feels good. Just trying to loosen up there. If you have really tight shoulders, if you get like headaches or any stress in the shoulders, sometimes it's good just to take one hand and just do like a little finger massage on one side. Find those tight spots, loosen them up a little bit. So that's sometimes nice. And maybe the neck as well. Just give the side of the neck a little bit of a finger massage. A lot of people hold tension in the shoulders. Okay, hands down. Sit nice and tall. Bring one ear to one shoulder. Inhale up, exhale to the other side. Inhale up, exhale over. Do that a few more times. Just moving with the breath. Hold the head over to one side. We're stretching out the side of the neck. We start bringing the head a little bit more forward. And then we take the head backward. We bring the head back up, over to the other side. Bringing the head forward. Backward. Back to center. Start turning the head from side to side. Inhaling as you bring the head to center. Exhale as you turn the head, looking over the shoulder. Hold it in one direction. Try and look behind you. Inhale to center, exhale in the other direction. Inhale back to center. Bring the chin to the chest. Take the hands behind the head, encouraging the chin in a little closer. Head comes back up. Bring up the right arm. So the right arm is extended forward, parallel to the ground. Pull that arm in towards you. Pull above the elbow. Start off gently. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale, starting going deeper. Nice stretch to the upper arm. Across the upper shoulder, the deltoid. Good deltoid stretch. We switch. Other arm up, shoulder back. We pull the arm in. we release. We interlace the fingers, we extend the arms forward, and we bring the arms up towards the ceiling. Let's go into gate. We haven't done gate for a while, so we come high up on the knees. We'll take the right leg over to the side. I'm doing the mirror image. So the foot and knee is pointing up towards the ceiling, and we bring that right hand onto that leg. We bring the other arm up, we're reaching up, and we add the side stretch. And you're looking up towards the ceiling. Breathe. We switch. You can use the hands. It's a little bit easier to keep your balance. We extend the other leg to the side, kneecap up, toes up, foot in line with the hips. Reach up. The right arm, bring it closer to the head, getting that side stretch. We come back up. Let's work on the feet. Toes are tucked, knees are on the ground. I'm on my fingertips. Fingertips, hands either side of the knees, and I'm just going to rock backwards and forwards on the toes. And then I'm going to start bringing the heels towards the ground. If your heels don't touch the ground, sometimes it's good to just roll up the mat. But ultimately we want to try and get the heels down. I'm reaching forward. And I find, for me, it's a stretch in the back of the ankles, the Achilles tendons. And I'm also getting a stretch in the back. It's a nice stretch, shouldn't hurt. We're just getting a gentle back stretch, just getting a little bit of length there. And then we come back on our hands and knees. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Look forward, walk forward between the hands. Inhale halfway up. Exhale folding forward, head relaxed. Inhale, we come all the way up into mountain. Let me face you guys. And we're going to work into a little bit of flow. We come to the front of the mat. Inhale as the arms come up. Reach up, get length. Exhale as you fold forward and down. Inhale halfway up. Exhale, we plant the hands, we walk into plank. From plank, try and engage that core as you bring the knees down, chin chest forward and down. Inhaling into a gentle cobra. Hold cobra. Cobra, shoulders are down, hips are down. Don't let the shoulders shrug up like this. Keep those elbows bent. Exhale into down dog. Couple of breaths. We look forward, we walk forward between the hands. Inhale halfway up. Exhale folding forward. Inhale as we come all the way up. And then back into mountain. Inhale, sweep those arms up. Reach up. Exhale, fold forward and down. Inhale halfway up. Exhale, we plant the hands. We walk into plank. Knees down, chin chest forward and down. Inhaling into cobra. Exhale, down dog. Now this time, bring one leg up. Let's bring the right leg up. Extended down dog. Stack those hips, bend that top knee. You're getting into a little bit of a hip opener here. We switch. Other leg comes up. We stack those hips, bending that top knee. Top foot joins the bottom foot. We look forward, walk forward between the hands. Inhale halfway up. Exhale folding forward. Inhale, we come all the way up. And we're back in mountain. This time we'll start off in chair. Inhale into chair pose. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale halfway up. Exhale, we plant the hands. We're in plank. Knees down, chin, chest forward and down. Inhaling into cobra. Exhale, down dog. Inhale the right leg up. So we're going to go into a low lunge. We're going to bring that top foot between the hands, back knee down to the ground. So we're just in a low lunge. And this is going to stretch out the front of that back leg. I'm trying to glue that front foot to the mat and I'm pulling it in. That takes the pressure off the back. If you want a little bit more stretch, you can bring the arms up and lean back, but you don't have to. You breathe. We take that left hand, so if your right foot is forward, you bring the left hand forward inside the leg. Let's do it inside the foot so it's an easy stretch, and you bring the other arm up. We bring that hand down. Come onto your fingertips, walk that front foot forward an inch or two, and on the exhale we start to straighten the leg. You don't have to have it totally straight. And then back into the lunge. Exhale, extend, inhale, lunge. Exhale, extend, inhale, lunge. One more time, extend, and then lunge. Take that front foot over to the side. So the foot is pointing towards the side of the room. The foot is in line with that front knee. And we're just going to lunge over to the side and back to center. If it's tough on the knee, you can just fold the mat, add a little padding. So we're just trying to stretch out the adductors here. And then we're just going to hold, so bring your forearm onto the knee and extend the top arm over the head, you're looking up. Quite a few side stretches today. We keep the leg extended to the side, but we straighten the leg, we extend it more. This time the foot is facing forward, we bring the forearms onto the ground, and we're just bringing the whole body forward and back. You're trying to keep that foot of that extended leg entirely on the ground. Trying to keep the sole of the foot on the ground. And then just bring the weight back and just hold that position. And then we come back on our hands and knees, downward facing dog. We'll work on the other side, left leg up, extended down dog. Bring that foot between the hands, back knee down. We're in lunge on the other side. Starting off with the hands on the knee, trying to pull that front foot towards the back knee. And then optionally, if you want to go deeper, we bring the arms up and we take a little bit of a backward bend. All the time we're breathing, don't forget to breathe, you're not holding the breath. Bring that right hand inside the front foot, coming into the twist. Bring the hand down, you're on the fingertips, you walk the front foot a little bit further forward an inch or two. Exhale, extend. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, extend. Inhale, lunge. And we just repeat that. And then we take the foot over to the side, padding the knee if you need to with the mat. And we just do a little bit of movement here, just a little bit of a lunge from side to side. And then we bring the forearm to that leg and we do the side stretch. We come out of that pose, we extend the leg to the side. So the left foot is still in line with the knee of that right leg, forearms to the ground, and we bring our body weight forward and back, just movements forward and back. We're just stretching out the inside of that leg, not something we don't do very often, so this is a good one. As I say, we're trying to keep the foot solidly on the ground. And just hold it for a little bit with the body pulled back. And then back onto your hands and knees. Down into chair. So you need to warm up a little bit, Uma. Folding forward. Inhale halfway up. We plant the hands, we're in plank. Knees down, chin chest forward and down. Inhaling into cobra. Exhale, down dog. Inhale the right leg up. Exhale, we sweep that foot through. We're in warrior one. We're going to hold warrior one. Adding a little backward bend if you want. We exhale into warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. And then we flow to the other side. We come into plank. Knees down, chin chest forward and down. Inhaling into cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale the other leg up. Exhale, you sweep that foot through. You're in warrior one on the other side. Maybe add a backward bend. Exhale into warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. And then we come into plank. Knees down, chin chest forward and down. Inhaling into cobra. Exhale, back downward facing dog. Hold down dog. Or you can hold child's pose. Up to you. If you're in child's pose, you come back into down dog. You look forward, walk forward between the hands. Inhale halfway up. Exhale, folding forward. Knees bent. We're back in chair. And then we come all the way up. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, fold forward and down. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, we plant the hands. We're in plank. Knees down, chin chest forward and down. Inhaling into cobra. Exhale, down dog. Inhale the right leg up. Exhale, we sweep that foot through. We're back in warrior one. We go to warrior two. We do a reverse warrior. Now this time extended side angle. Forearm to the front leg. You extend that top arm. You're trying to get a straight line from that top hand to that back foot. You're opening up the chest. So I'm actually pushing that forearm into the leg to open up. So I'm adding a little bit of a twist. Looking up towards the ceiling. Breathe. When we're holding these, when we're in these poses, they might seem like they're static, but we're making little micro movements all the time. I want to stop that hip pulling out, so I'm sucking that hip in. It's sort of that movement where you're trying to suck it in, but you want to avoid bringing the hips over towards the other side of the room. Then you're adding that twist. You're stretching with that top arm. You're breathing. We come back into warrior two. We do a reverse warrior. And then we flow, flowing with the breath. Coming into plank. Knees down, chin chest forward and down. Inhaling into cobra. Exhale, down dog. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale, you sweep that foot through. Inhaling into warrior one. We exhale into warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior, and then extended side angle pose. Make those little micro adjustments. And you try to straighten that line, top hand through the hip to that back foot. We come back into warrior two, reverse warrior, and then we flow into plank, knees down, chin chest forward and down, inhaling into cobra, exhale down dog, we hold down dog, or child's pose. Make sure you're in down dog. We look forward, walk forward between the hands. Inhale halfway up. Exhale folding forward. Knees bent. And we're back in chair, and then we come all the way up. So we're going to work our way to half moon soon. Well, let's do tree. I was talking about tree with Jen. So we're going to stand on the right foot. And you're going to bring the other foot inside the leg. Now, you want to make sure the foot is below or above the knee. And you can be close to a wall or something if you balance is a challenge. Bring the palms together. Take your time here. Just bring the palms together to begin with. Work the muscles of that standing leg. Focus on something not moving. Relax the shoulders, but broaden across the collarbone. And then we bring the arms up. Just take your time. That foot is working. Little micro movements. My foot's moving all the time just to keep that balance. As long as your foot is, if your foot is above the knee, you should be able to feel those inner quads working. And I'm pushing the foot into the leg back into the foot. And that brings a little bit more stabilization to the pose. And then we bring the hands down and we shake everything out. A lot of work. It's interesting how much harder you have to work when you're just on one foot. I guess when we're standing normally, you're moving from one leg to the other leg all the time, so doesn't feel like there's much effort. But when you're on one leg, it feels like there's much more effort to hold it. Try and keep your balance. As I say, I start off with the palms together. I'll take my time here. I'm relaxing the shoulders, getting taller. Arms up whenever you're ready, and breathe. And then we come out. Let's do eagle arms. We'll just do the arms. I think we'll skip the legs. Extend the arms to the side. Bring the right arm under the left arm. If you've got tight shoulders, you might be just making a V with the arms. Otherwise, maybe you can get the palms or back of the hands closer. We can go into chair. If you want to do full eagle, you can, but I'm just going to hold it here in chair with just eagle arms. You can keep the arms down with the thumb near the nose, or you can bring the arms up, whatever feels good. And we release. Gives you a nice stretch across the upper back on that one. Arms extended. Other side, bringing the left arm under the right. Just make sure you do the other side. Into chair, maybe touch the nose for a bit. Maybe bring the arms up and just hang out there. And release, shaking everything out. Okay, let's work our way to half moon. You might want to block, if you guys know that sometimes a block really helps. So we're going to have the block at the front of the mat, handy. And we'll start off, we'll flow into the pose. Inhale into chair. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale halfway up. Exhale, we plant the hands, we walk into plank. Hold plank. Wiggle the feet so the heels are over the toes. Push into the ground with the hands. Lift up that inner area between the shoulders. Knees down, chin chest forward and down. Inhaling into cobra. Exhale, down dog. Inhale the right leg up. Exhale, we sweep that foot through. We're coming into warrior one. We exhale into warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. And then half moon. So we're going to reach for the block. The block is in front, about maybe almost a foot. It's to the outside of the foot. You bring the hand onto the block, or you can have your fingertips on the ground, and we open up. You're trying to get a straight line from that top hand all the way through to that bottom hand. You're trying to get a straight line from that top foot through the hip to that top shoulder. That bottom hand, bottom arm, bottom leg, ribs and floor make a nice rectangle. We come back out, we're back in warrior two. We're going to repeat that on that same side, so just hang out in warrior two. If this is a struggle, you can do warrior two at a wall and then come into half moon, and you can have your foot, your toes pushed into the wall. That will help you keep your balance. The reason I go into reverse warrior first is because when I come out of it, I get a little bit of momentum and I can get into the half moon pose. Come into it again. The top foot is active, toes pulled in, heel pushed out. Trying to keep that balance. It's a challenging pose. We come out, we're back in warrior two. Reverse warrior. Plank. Knees down, chin chest forward and down. Inhaling to cobra. Exhale, down dog. Hold down dog. While you're in down dog, I'm just going to switch sides. We then bring up the left leg and we sweep that foot through. We're in warrior one on the other side. We come into warrior two. Reverse warrior. And then we come into half moon. Moving that block so it's on the outside of the foot. You might want it full height, it's up to you. If you don't have a block, fingertips to the ground. And we come up, trying to get that rectangle, leg, arm, ribs and the floor. Top foot is active, you're breathing. We come back into warrior two, take a little bit of a breather. Another thing, sometimes it's good to visualize the pose you're going to go into. If you can visualize it, sometimes it makes it a little bit easier. We do a reverse warrior. And as we come out, we're bringing that hand forward, we're hopping that back foot up. Trying to keep that balance. Trying to get that rectangle with the lower limbs. Opening the chest up. And you know, we all come out of the pose, we all lose balance from time to time. And as I say, if it's your balance, you're not there yet, just do this against a wall. Your body will learn that way. It'll get you. And once you're adept at the wall, you can do it in the center of the room. Reverse warrior. And then we're back into plank. Knees down, chin chest forward and down. Inhale into cobra. Exhale, down dog. And I think child's pose would be really nice. Totally relax. Come back on your hands and knees. Downward facing dog. We're going to work our way to pigeon. So bring the right leg up. And you're bringing that knee forward. Keep the knee centered if you need to. If the stretch is too intense, knees more centered is okay. I like the knee outside the hip and the opposite foot close to the opposite hip. I then grab the mat with the back foot and just trying to walk that foot back a little bit. Keep the hips nice and even. That'll keep the back in a nice straight line. Extended pigeon. Relax. Pigeon. It's a nice pose, you can totally relax in it. We're going to switch to the other side, so come back into raised pigeon. Downward facing dog, walk the dog a little bit. Bring the other leg up. And then into pigeon on the other side. Take your time here. Make sure everything's evened up. Maybe walk the back foot back a little bit. So if your hip is way off the ground, you can slide something underneath if you want. It makes it easier. Extended pigeon. You always get a nice stretch in pigeon, and it stretches out the hip. And it's not like you have to work particularly hard. It's sort of more gravity doing all the work for you, which is nice. Back into raised pigeon. So now we're going to go into a twist. So we're going to lean over. So if your left knee is forward, you're going to lean to the left. If your right knee is forward, you're going to lean to the right. And you take that back foot and you bring it round. Now it's up to you how far you go into the twist. If you want an easy twist, the foot stays inside the knee. If you want a deeper twist, the foot is outside the knee. You can hug the leg or you can bring the arm outside into that twist. Keep those shoulders nice and soft. Breathe. We inhale out of the twist. We switch legs. Sometimes you can do that 360 if you want, like we do in Gomukhasana, cow face pose. And I'm just being a little bit lazier today. Foot is inside the knee or outside. You're hugging the knee or you're bringing that arm outside as a leverage. Get tall and then into that twist. We come out of the twist, come onto your back, pull the knees in and start rocking from side to side. Take hold of the feet into happy baby. Take hold of the big toes. Palms are facing each other. tailbone towards the ground, shoulders relaxed. Can you extend the legs a little bit more into a V, or at least approaching the V? Pushing the heels out, trying to keep the tailbone nice and low, pulling the shoulders down. Another stretch for the inside of the legs. We come out of that and we take a full body stretch. Arms over the head, reaching with the arms and legs. Bit of a side stretch, getting into that banana shape. And then we stretch out the other side. And then we recenter and we come into Shavasana, bringing the arms either side, palms face up, eyes closed, totally relax, get yourself comfy. Just letting yourself sink into the ground. Keeping your attention on the breath. Inhale and exhale through the nose. Stretch out the hands. Make a fist. Stretch them out again. Make a fist. One more time. Stretch the hands. Make a fist. Relax. Walk the feet in. And just roll over to your side. And just take 2 or 3 breaths. Gently push yourself into a seated position. Inhale as you bring the arms up. Exhale down. Inhale as the arms come up. Exhale down. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Keep the palms together, hands to the forehead. Namaste.